Friends, how's everyone doing? My name is Harry and welcome to my channel. Today we are going to do a review of liesofp, the base game, and the DLC Overture in one video, as I played both in one go after the DLC was launched. Liesofp is an action RPG. It's a reimagining of the Adventures of Pinocchio, a children's novel written in 1883 by the Italian author Carlo Collodi. You play as a third person, which is the puppet that's standing right in front of you, which we will call it Pinocchio, as liesofp, the game says, and it stays very true to the source material. All the enemies and the game mechanics are based around the story, and it's phenomenal what they have done with this game. And I am more amazed based on the fact that NeoWiz and the Rounded Studios, it's their South Korean developers, this is their first AAA title. As a matter of fact, the only other game they've developed before this is an MMOP or MMORPG, I'm sorry, however you call that kind of games. And that's all they had. And that was not even very well received. And here comes this masterpiece from them. And it's at the level of any From Software game from my humble perspective. So the combat in this game, most of the elite enemies, the mini bosses and all the bosses are super aggressive, and there's a guard mechanic or a parry mechanic which makes it feel like it's like a heavily influenced by Bloodborne or Sekiro. And there are some areas which you feel like are sort of right out of Bloodborne or some other Dark Soul areas. And this Victorian sort of style, Dark Soul is lot old. Bloodborne is a lot older. If it was in this, like if it was redone, as a lot of us are waiting for it, and relaunched, I think it'll look a lot similar to, like, have a lot more similarity in that too. But in today's time, when there are a lot of Souls-like games who wants to be, copy the DNA of the From Software and want to do their own thing and trying to be unique, this game has actually done that. It's a masterpiece. Even though it's heavily influenced by all From Software titles, it stands on its own league and its own play. It has carved out its own space, and it's what a fresh of breath here. There are so many good things about it. Let's dive into it. So I would start with the combat. That's the first thing that every Soulsborne player or people who play these kind of games wants to get in. The combat in this game is so satisfying, but at the same time it's so different of any other Soulsborne game or any other similar game you would have played, because we play and fight a lot of puppets. So you guys will see the movement is very different, sort of like puppet-like. So so you guys will see that. So, and okay, you can do a backstab, just to let you guys know, like any Souls game. And there is light attack, there is heavy attack. That was my heavy attack, and you can charge heavy attack. So you can do all of that, but at the same time, the moment and it feels very satisfying. It's very weighty, and there is block. And so even let you guys know one more thing. So if I block, there is a Bloodborne rally mechanic version of this own game. So you guys see my health is going down, but the way it's flickering with the white line. So if I hit after being blocking the whole time, I regain my health. So if I, after blocking, if I do not succeed in landing the first blow and they attack me, I lose my health for good. But if I'm not blocking and get hit by an attack, we lose the health altogether. So I will not get that health back, and we would have to either heal up, or we would have to defeat the enemy with the health bar we have. And the guarding mechanism is very, very good. Let me try to do it. I'm not very good at it. Just to show you. Oh, sorry, that was not the thing. I ended up using the left arm, which uses Legion arm, which I will delve into soon. Let me just try to see if we can get a parry, just to show you guys what it does. So see guys, when I perfect parried it, he broke his weapon. So if I let him hit me, he will do very less damage as compared to somebody whose weapon is not broken. So let me show you guys to see if there is another enemy. It would be up here. So perfect guard or parry is something that the game really wants you to get good at it, learn from it, and get better in it. Because if the experience in the, if you're good at it, the experience in the how hard the game is changes drastically. I'm not very good at it, but at some points I tried and we do get it. The game and the game is so nicely polished in terms of performance, guys. I never had a single lag. There were some instances, once or twice I ended up getting stuck in a corner and the enemy that I'm fighting is really huge, so I can't see a thing and we ended up dying and we couldn't get out of there. So that's something else which is nothing to do with the game fault. Like you getting stuck in a corner while trying a big enemy is like kind of something that you have to be careful about, and you have to be do that. And so let me show you guys. So this thing called the pulse cell is how you heal yourself. So if I use up all the, let's say I'm just going to heal up, just use them all. Just want to show you guys something. So let's see if I use them all and if I get hit. So you guys see on the left corner that there is a pink bar slowly filling up that thing. So if that thing fills up, let me do a perfect guard. I couldn't. I don't want to fall down. He wouldn't fall down either. I thought he would a little bit been funny. Attack me, bro. So once that bar thing fills up, I was able to get a perfect guard, which doesn't happen quite a bit. So let me kill and let's try to go to the other guy. So see guys, once that fills up, you can heal up again, and if you keep fighting and you don't die long enough, this thing fills up again and you can you can heal up again. This mechanic has saved my life so many times, and by such a small margin I've been able to kill mini bosses, even boss fights using this mechanic. If this mechanic wasn't there, we would have died. And like how fast it's going, there's passive things that I've used to go it this faster. It normally wouldn't go this fast, guys, so you guys would have to work around that. So let me show you about, in terms of builds, there are only 3 different kind of builds that you can do. So let me explain the stats. So vitality is very straightforward, your health, and if you put points in your health, it would also increase your resistance to physical, fire, electric, and acid, that like it shows. And vigor is your, let me see, vigor is your stamina, guys, and it also helps with all the defensive stats. And after that is capacity. Capacity is your weight limit, so how much weight you can carry. So as far as I think, I could be wrong, it's funny enough that I'm to say that after playing the most of the game, most of your, look at that guys, I already got one more heal while talking. And just so if you're fighting NPCs or running around, you will get another heal, which is very helpful. So this thing has different amulets, which are your rings or stuff, which gives your different things, which every Soulsborne games like does. Some rings gives you maximum health and you get +1 in the base game itself, and there's maximum stamina, and then you can increase maximum legion. Some games which are like your, jack of all trades, it gives you HP, stamina, legion, all 3 of them, stamina, recovery, speed, and a lot of other rings which are useful to you based on what kind of your play style is. Like if you use dexterity, which I used to play with, technique build, a lot of rings would help you with technique stuff, and these are your defense parts. So these things, the more you play the game, the more you do quest lines, and the more you beat mini bosses and that stuff, you will get drops of these things, and they're very hard to miss. And these things are, the more defensive mitigation they give and the more reduction they give in any sort of particular like physical or let's say electric or anything, the more heavier they get. So when you're moving forward in the game, you have to make sure you get your capacity higher so you can equip and have the capacity to not be too heavy. And you know guys, you don't want to be heavy rolling and like going out of your stamina faster, especially in this kind of a game, because a lot of enemies, they will punish you. They have 14 to 15 hit combo. I know that sounds but very heavy, like 15 hit combo, and 1 or 2 or 3 blows of those combos will finish you towards the late game and towards the second half of the game and beyond. So, and a lot of things would do different type of damage to you, like they will do electric shock, they will do decay, and they will do like heat you up because they are throwing fire damage. So you would need to equip this, and to equip that you would have to make sure you have increased your capacity. So going back to your stats, so there are 3 types of builds: are motivity, strength build, technique, which is your dexterity build. You see my technique as 40 is because that is what I used in my base game and that's what I choose to play as. Advance is your special weapons. They will do special like fire damage, electric damage, or acid damage, and they get scaling through advanced field. So that's what you will focus on. And one of the bigger tips that I can give you, and the main tip I can give you guys, whatever style you pick, be it motivity, be it technique, be in advance, make sure that you level up that stat and don't wander off, because the more you progress, you would want to make sure that you get good scaling and you can, so you have enough, you can do enough damage so you can progress in the game, because this game is brutal guys. I struggled against, there are quite a few bosses in the base game and even in the DLC, a lot. Like a lot. It's not even funny guys. So it gets very important to focus on your stats, so do enough damage, and if you're doing not enough damage and you put your points here and there, you can do respec, but the respec option would not open until middle of the game. So you want to focus on making sure that you're leveling up your main stats and health and stamina and capacity and whatever the main stat is, and upgrading the main weapon. You need to, whichever main weapon that you get early on, 1 or 2, upgrade that weapon to make sure that you are getting ready for you're getting yourself ready for a success guys. There are a lot of amazing things in quality of change game things that this game did. I will include that in new mechanics, and let's talk about that. You see on the top right, I have 7,533. That's the currency that I have, and in this game it's like your souls, which you will need to buy weapons, your upgrades, and you even if you are buying anything from your merchant. So just for an example, this is one merchant. So if you want to purchase, you see you need all of your, like you need the currency to buy any of that stuff. And guys, and the other, let's see, your left arm is your legion arm. So this thing you cannot equip in weapon, but this legion arms, it's like the shinobi arm in the, what's the game, sorry, Sekiro, like prosthetic arm, like it's similar thing like that. And this also scales with your stats. So some of these are really good with your build, so you want to focus on those ones. So like this one is technique, so I use this a lot. And then there is this one, which is quality for motivity and technique. I really did use a lot too, because this is the only one that gives you a shield and you can actually use it, and it's pretty good. So apart from the basic block that you do with your weapon in which you take damage, as long as you have the legion bar filled up, you use this, you won't take any damage, and it's pretty good. And there are other things like this there, and you have to upgrade them as well, and you upgrade them and they're very, very helpful. The game really wants you to use that. And so let me quickly show you one thing that I didn't end up mentioning. The weapons in this game, they have a durability. So if you guys see the right at the bottom right, my weapon, it's going like the white bar is getting deflated, and this is called the fable arts. You guys see that triangle and the triangle combination is asking me to do, an elf plus strangle. All the weapons have their own weapon arts and they do a lot of damage, and you would really want to utilize them. They are really good in doing posture damage to the bosses and to a lot of other mini bosses and everything. So you guys see that? Let me show you. So you can even charge this one and you do a damage and you got staggered out of this thing and you do that. But when you're doing all of this, my weapon is losing its durability. So if you lose and it becomes towards the bar is getting fully empty, it becomes red and it shows your weapon is getting really in a bad shape. So it's not going to explode on you like other Souls-like games, but it'll do very less damage. So what you have to do in this, if you guys see on the screen on the left hand side, weapon durability square, it might be a different if you're playing on of course it will be a different key when you're playing on your PC or different areas on Xbox, guys. So you just have to do that and you're able to get better, like you bring your weapon to full health. And if you see L plus was grindstone, you can equip different type of buffs. So I have right now electric, so if I hit, see, I'm doing electric damage as well, and it's very helpful against certain kind of enemies, because if you're fighting a puppet, of course it makes sense that they will be damaged by electric buff, and you can do that anytime and change it on the go at any of these bonfires. So over here it says switch the grindstone. I have fire, I have electric, I have acid and destruction, like it increases your destruction power, and I have something that increases your guard performance. And I see there is one box missing, so that means there is something that I missed while playing the game. I'm not at all sure which one it is, but hopefully you guys will find it and we'll see with what it is that. So according to the boss you're fighting or the area you are in, you can change your grindstone and increase your buff, and it's really amazing. And there's another thing that you can find. There is a cube of wishstone. This is another passive increase that is a consumable that you can use during the battles or during certain times, whenever you want actually. But in the battles there are some things. Spectre is the summon that you use. It's a AI summon that you use to get in certain bosses in the base game, and I think only once maybe or twice in the DLC. It's an additional new thing and it's very good. It's been quite helpful. I've used it while using specters, and you put it in this box. Sorry. Oh, it's right here. So this is the cube that you get. You'll get it playing the game. I would rather not divulge when you get it. I don't want to spoil anything for you guys, but these are basic things and that you will find. If I didn't talk about it, so this is a pocket watch that you gave the very early in the game, moon phase pocket watch, which you can use to go to the most recent stargazer you were at. If you're in a bad shape, you don't want to die, you want to get out, you can get out, and you can go to the round hole table of this game, which is this area, from anywhere, and you get it very early in the game, so you don't have to do any magic or anything to get to it, and you don't have to activate it. You just get it and you can use it right away. Oh, and there is a kitty. If you guys get beaten a lot, you can come and pet the kitty. I really love this mechanic too. I had to show you guys this. Alright, let's go, bro. It's a review. We have to wrap up too. Alright, so another very neat mechanic, which is a passive. There's an item over there. I don't want to pick that up because I've completed the base game and the DLC, and I've not started my new game plus, so it could spoil stuff for you guys. Oh, sorry. So activate. So this is P organ. So you start from here. So if you connect these, like two of these two dots would leave you to the level 2. So this is phase 3, phase 4 and phase 5. And so this you can choose to put whatever you want to put to choose in it. You guys see that? And it use a required item called quartz, which you will get playing the game. And there is survival type, attack type, ability type and item type. So this enhances your either your legion arm or the cube that I was using, or the weapon or the guard potential, or how many pulse cells. So you increase your how many healing you do, and how much healing you get out of this. There's so much stuff that you get out of here, and you guys would be able to figure it out the more you use, and it's not very hard to figure out. There's a lot to figure out in this game, so you use this P organ depending upon your playstyle, guys. There's a lot in that. The more you use it, you guys will figure it out. And guys, there is the the art design. In terms of art design and sound, I absolutely love it. The sound design, the background music, everything is phenomenal. Even the boss fights, the music, I really love it. And on the top of that, there is an added thing in the game that you have this gramophone, and you have records that you will get, and you are supposed to, you can play them, and I think if you play them all you get something. So I'll just play one just to show you guys. See this? And some of them were so good. I would actually finish my recording for an episode or two before I starting to editing or anything. I'll just do my stuff around the house and I'll play this music. I loved it so much. They were so good. Some of them I really enjoyed it. You guys might not end up doing it, or you guys might not like it. Some of guys might really enjoy it. I really like this. And art design and the level designing and the enemy design, guys, their enemy design, any new area you go to, you will find new enemies with totally different move set, totally different kind of enemies. And you're not only fighting puppets, they are humans, and they are sort of like zombies thing, which have been infected, and they're not human anymore, and they're monsters. There is so much in terms of enemy designs and their move sets, and there are so many mini bosses which are harder than the main bosses. There is a clown at a place, a big guy clown at sort of a palace, I believe, or estate, to use the exact word, which is really hard to defeat. And wait, I actually just remember talking about that guy, that I actually haven't defeated that guy once, and so I would do that later. Anyhow, the mini bosses in this game, some of the mini bosses are harder than the regular bosses, guys. But the thing is, I got annoyed, I got angry, and I can't tell you the joy I had after finally defeating a mini boss, or a boss which I was fighting for. There were a few bosses which one or two bosses or three, I think, which I fought for hours before I finally killed them. Oh my goodness. But I never felt that I don't want to play the game anymore. I just want to let it be at that, and it's just too much. I never felt that, because first of all, however amount of ergo you have, it's right outside the door. Yes, guys, so there is a bonfire, first of all, right out of the boss fight. Majority of the times, especially if the boss is harder, so you don't have to do a run and try to evade mini bosses and die while getting to the boss. And on the top of that, any amount of ergo you have, when you enter the boss fight, if you die, it will be right outside, guys, right outside. What a welcome feature. I love that about this game. You don't have to worry about it. And in terms of boss designs, in terms of cinematics, I loved every single thing. The weapons, every weapon is unique. Every weapon has a unique weapon art, and the way they hit, you will find something that you like and you enjoy. All of these are special weapons that you see up to +4 and everything. Most of them are boss weapons. Some weapons you get towards the end of the story, depending upon what kind of choices you have done. I don't want to spoil any of those. Some of them you get after getting ergo, or the soul of the boss, and you buy what you want to buy. You can buy either the boss weapon, or you can buy a different amulet. So you get a lot of choices, and you pick what you want according to whatever you feel like doing. And the performance, guys, the game didn't lag for me even once. I don't remember having a lag issue or anything. I'm playing right now Wuchong Fallen Feathers, which is 2 years newer than this game, but that game freezes in the middle of boss fights, even though I'm loving the game, but that game is freezing and all that stuff. And we had that with so many games from well-established AAA making studios, man. But this game, even after the first game, this was so refined. The quality is so amazing. This game, even though I struggled a lot to understand the mechanics and get, let be able to have it click to me, I loved it so much, guys. It's the matter of time, but I want to look into a walkthrough, make sure I don't miss a single quest line, the things that I missed probably, and actually want to play a new game. Plus, I want to get a platinum it, and eventually I will. I love the game so much. Now, coming back to the story, you guys, this is a new thing for a Souls-like game. You don't have to like piece together the story by watching 2 hours or 1 hour YouTube video, which you might still end up doing it because the story is not that hard to follow. You get the major chunks of stories just by progressing through the game and talking to the NPC when you need to talk to them. And the other thing that game does is when you choose that you have to teleport, if there is an NPC and there is a quest line that you need to do, the game will show a portrait of them right in front of this place. It will be highlighted right after, let's say it says Krat City Hall Courtyard, right after that, and it will show you need to go and talk to that NPC right now, and you can go ahead and do that. So that will, it makes sure you don't miss majority of the thing. The only thing that let's say it's my personal grievance, there is not at all anything missing from, let's say, from the game, is the exploration. It's very linear, guys. And as we know, the Souls-like games, they are defined by you trying to figure out where to go, getting lost, and having the joy of finding the new area, and finding out that new shortcut. There are some shortcuts here and there which are nicely placed, but overall it's a very linear game. You're not going to miss anything. It takes you where you need to go and kind of tells you where you need to go. But I think right now, when people have so many games in their backlog and so many open world and all the games are coming are so huge, this is a very welcome change. Even though I miss the exploration part, I actually enjoyed that it's linear. I could just focus on fighting, and I could just focus and not miss majority of the quest lines because we don't know where the NPC would show up. It was amazing. And talking about the DLC is just more of this same game. It gives you more weapons. It gives you more weapons, some really amazing weapons, one of the best bosses in the game. And the bosses in the DLC, oh my god, some of the bosses, you guys have to play it. And so epic, so nicely done, the cinematics, and one of the boss fight in particular was like the way they designed it. I've never seen any boss fight like that. It was really epic. And the DLC when I was playing the base game, and I was so amazed by what they've done in terms of quality, in terms of visuals, in terms of sound, in terms of combat and everything. I was like, what are they going to do with the DLC? It's like you expecting this thing is masterpiece, just let it be. Don't do a part 2, don't do a DLC. And it's their first AAA game and they did such a good job, you don't want to get your expectations being lowered, or you feeling that, my goodness, like you really didn't have to do it, guys. But the quality, the story, and it was amazing what they did with the DLC. It's one of the best DLCs, to be honest, I would say, that I've played, and it's really amazing. And there were a lot of questions which were not answered in the base game, so that's what DLC did. So it's more of liesofp. It comes full circle. A lot of story arcs, a lot of NPCs, you understand what happens, it fills in the story and it goes around. It's really, really amazing. And there are some of the most devastating, stomach churning NPC quest lines, how they finish and how they meet their end and everything that happens. It hit me so hard, guys. It was something similar to what happens to the main character in Last of Us 2. You guys know what I'm talking about. So, like, to that extent. And the way you can understand the story, how much through talking to the NPCs and progressing the game, the way the music and everything is built around, there is no way but you will feel connected to the storylines and the NPC, and you will be rooting for the game. It's not like, you know, playing some of the Soulsborne. You don't care about the stories or NPCs. You just want to make sure you get the certain quest lines done so that you can get a weapon or you can get something, you know, a ring or amulet or something. But you're not very deeply rooted in the story. But this game, you will be. Even if you miss something, you can always go to YouTube and watch somebody covering the story. I did that because I was so mesmerized with this game, and I wanted to make sure that I don't miss a thing because I knew that I didn't get everything. So, guys, I highly recommend this game. I played in the legendary stalker difficulty. That difficulty is not for everybody, man. It's a very difficult game. If you are new to Souls-like genre or you're just getting into because you heard about the game, very good. I would. It's up to you guys. I would advise playing in a softer that so that you don't end up not playing the game. But definitely for the people who have played Souls-like games, definitely play in the legendary stalker difficulty. It's really hard. It was hard for me. I really had a hard time with a lot of bosses, got annoyed and angry, but never felt like giving up. I really enjoyed the game so much. I would recommend to anybody who has not played Souls, even if the Soulsborne game, but because unlike From Software games, these games give you what kind of difficulty level you want to play in. And I think because of that, they make it accessible to a wide era of players instead of just the Souls like play games community, the people who only play Souls like games and really love that experience. Everything about this game, the visuals, the sound, the story, everything was epic for me, my personal humble opinion. The DLC was just the cherry on the top. It was so good, and it's a decent size for the price it come on. I would definitely say it is well written, well done game, and I'm really looking forward to what this studio does next in if they keep going with AAA Souls like game genres, because this studio, if this is what they did with their very first game, they have all the promise to be the next From Software or Bandai Namco, to be like, you know, that kind of a legendary gaming studio if they keep doing the good work, even though they are copying the Souls like formula. But what they're doing with that formula is, you know, not just a very good mimicry, it's actually something which is an awesome experience. You'll play this, you will feel like there's a lot of parts, like I said earlier already, Bloodborne and, like, you know, Sekiro, and there are some areas which feels like Dark Soul 1 or something like that. But when you play the game, the experience is none other than any other Souls-like game in my experience, guys. I think I can keep talking about it and keep talking about it, and I can go into different things like the aesthetics and art design. If you go into different areas, man, like even though it's all like Victorian, but then you will go into countryside or to different areas, and you don't feel like it's all the same. You won't feel like that at all. This is an extraordinary masterpiece from my perspective, especially thinking that it's a game studio whose this is their more or less very first game that they developed. The DLC and the base game, guys, is definitely a must try. I would strongly recommend it. You guys are going to have a lot of fun and a blast. I love it. I can't have I This is after a long time a game which I feel like I want to keep playing, and I want to keep going, because even though the exploration is linear, you guys understand that a game which is the first game by a studio and it's linear in its progression, it is a Souls-like, it's very un-Souls-like to have a linear exploration and bring this much of quality in combat, in art design, in the visuals, in cinematics, and everything, that you want to keep playing and you want to go to the game plus, new game plus, and you want to get the platinum. And it's very hard to achieve, guys, to be introduce your first game and to be at the level of From Software level quality. It's phenomenal what they have achieved. I think I'm going again and again talking about the game. I can't help it. I love the game so much, and the experience I had with it is just so much amazing, better, man. It's one of my favorite games ever. One of my favorite games ever, to say the least. Thank you guys. Listen to me blabbering and going on about how much I love this game and my review. This is the second review I've done of any game in my life. I would love you guys' feedback if I miss anything, or if you would have liked it in certain different way, or any feedback you would like to give. I would love that. Let me know in the comments, and I would love get to know your experience, how your experience was. This is the second game that I've played on my channel after Lords of the Fallen, and I absolutely loved it, man. I definitely loved it more than Lords of the Fallen. I loved Lords of the Fallen. I had so much fun with it, but this game is in definitely a league of its own, man. Thank you guys for listening to me. I appreciate your time. Thank you for checking us out. Peace out.